Hello and welcome back to Talking Sports with Chris. I'm Chris, and today it's gonna be a little different kind of episode sports wise. I'm gonna be making my predictions for the WWE Wrestlemania 40 pay per view that is taking place this Saturday and Sunday at Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Now, for those of you who like pro wrestling or even know somewhat about it, you would know that WrestleMania is the biggest show pay per view throughout the whole entire year. So it is just a huge pay per view, and it's being held at Lincoln Financial Field, where the Philadelphia Eagles play. So let's get started here with Saturday Night 1. The first match I'll go for is Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee versus Santos Escobar and Dominic Mysterio. See, my prediction is Santos Escobar and Dominic Mysterio because they are on such a good streak, and they're such, like, they call it heels, where like they're the bad guy, and they're on such a good run. Everybody hates them. They're just such good characters to uh, in these past few months, and I think that the WWE have been building these two guys so much that they really have to give them a big win against Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee. But I also do think it is a possibility that Dragon Lee and Rey Mysterio could win just because of the legacy of Rey Mysterio, and Dragon Lee's an up and coming star, um, who's really young. All in all, I do think Santos Escobar and Dominic Mysterio will win. These are two young guys who just came onto to the pro wrestling scene a few years ago, and these are guys who you can look at as a future assets in the long run. They're signed long term. I mean, and they're, like I said before, like, they're pretty young, so they can definitely they still have a lot of time to grow, to develop into even better superstars as they are now. So I think giving them this big win against Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee will help boost their popularity a lot more than it already is. Next, I got Bianca. It's Bianca Belair, Naomi, Jade Cargill versus Damage Control, Dakota Kai, Asuka, and Kairi Sane. Now, I really do think Bianca Belair, Naomi, and Jade Cargill will win because these are three stars here. Who, I mean, Naomi just made her return in January at the Royal Rumble. Jade Cargill made her debut at the Royal Rumble as well. Like, these are some women that the WWE really wants to build a lot now. So they're going against the Damage Control, who can take a loss here. I mean, they're expected to take two losses, but I definitely see them losing, putting Belair, Naomi, and Jade Cargill over. And like the WWE, they really need Jade Cargill to be a superstar. I mean, they signed them from their competition, AEW. And it was a big signing, and they're pushing her to the moon. Like, they're giving her special treatment just because they want her to be such a superstar in this business. So that really proves how Bianca Belair, Naomi, and Cargill will win. And like, I really think Naomi just needs to win a great, and needs to have her WrestleMania moment and having a big win here, because she's been losing a lot lately after making her return. I mean, it's hard. Like, she gets her wins every now and then, but like, it's not as like much as you would like since she returned. So I think this is a much needed win for Naomi, and Bianca Belair is one of the best women's wrestlers in the WWE right now. I mean, she's so strong, and she's young too as well. So like, the future here is bright for each of these women. Yeah, I love Damage Control. I mean, Dakota Kai, Asuka, and Kairi Sane are great heels. Um, but I think that this is gonna lead onto a tag team title match later down the line. But I definitely do think Bianca Belair, Naomi, and Jade Cargill will come out with the win. Now, next, it's going to be the six-pack ladder match for the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championship Judgment Day are Damian Priest and Finn Balor are defending their tag titles against Awesome Truth, Miz and R-Truth, DIY, Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa. The New Day, Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods, Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate, and Austin Theory and Grayson Waller. The funny thing about this is Austin Theory and Grayson Waller have been on social media a lot lately, taking headlines as they're kind of feuding with TikTok's sensation Joey Swole. So I think it's really funny just to see these guys just like fight at each other basically. I mean, Joey Swole called him out because of a video going around of where they were like Austin Theory, Grayson Waller were like working out, and someone like it was one of those kind of like mean things where someone walks in front of your camera and then you get pissed off, and it's just funny, and like Joey Swole called them out. So it definitely brought a lot of publicity to these two guys. Which is where I'm gonna go here is I think they're gonna pull this one out, but I think it's gonna be like a swerve. So I think DIY Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa will take down the Raw side of the tag team champions, and Austin Theory and Grayson Waller will take down the SmackDown side of the tag team champions. So now WWE will finally split them up and give multiple talent now something to fight for now with these tag teams. Like they've built their tag team division so much now that like it's hard because there's only one set of tag titles. So splitting them up here um, will definitely help out with the division because it gives more tag teams like something to do now, like pretty deadly and uh, Pete Dunne, Tyler Bate. But I do think that Austin Theory and Grayson Waller will take down the SmackDown Tag Team Champions, and Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa will take the Raw side, and they will finally split the tag titles. Next, I got brother versus brother in this state in the city of brotherly love between Jey Uso versus Jimmy Uso. Personally, I do think there should be a stipulation added to this, like a brotherly love street fight or something. But who knows? There's still time. Like there's still Friday for SmackDowns. But as of right now, Wednesday, it's just a one-on-one match. And I do think that Jey Uso is definitely going to pull this one out because he's just been so popular lately. I mean, they're calling him main event Jey Uso for a reason because everybody just loves him. He's such a superstar. And he's been gaining popularity ever since he turned on Roman Reigns. So definitely giving Jey Uso the win in there and his WrestleMania moment would definitely boost Jey Uso's popularity so much. I mean, and the sight that we'll be seeing where he's doing his little dance in front of the crowd as they join on is just gonna be something really fun to watch. It's gonna be like a really fun sight to see, as I said before. So I definitely think Jey Uso is gonna pull this one out. But I also think there will be a swerve with these two wrestlers at the end of the night too. So stay tuned for that. But next we got an Intercontinental Championship match: Gunther versus Sami Zayn. As much as I love Sami Zayn and he's a great wrestler and he should win this match, I think Gunther's gonna retain it. Gunther is so good. He's like one of the best wrestlers in the WWE at this point. I mean, he's there consistently defending his title every week. But at this point, I mean, he's been breaking records. He's just such a good wrestler, and he's so popular too. Like everybody, you can look all over the internet. Everybody loves Gunther, but I do think that down the line he's gonna lose it in like June for Clash of the Castle. I think he's gonna lose it to like Sheamus or something. But I think now I don't know if it's the time. It's not the time to take the belt off of him. So I think Gunther is retaining there. Next, we got the Women's World Championship: Rhea Ripley versus Becky Lynch. I do think Rhea Ripley will win this one because she's needed. I mean, she's needed a big win for her reign. Big win like Becky Lynch for her reign because she's been getting like little mini wins here and there, like against Zoe Stark and Nia Jax. But Becky Lynch is a superstar here. Like these two like women's wrestlers are the faces of the WWE right now. So I think that Rhea Ripley definitely needs this win here just to boost her women's title reign, just to make her like come out, show out again with former women's championships. Like she's been having like it's kind of been like a mid kind of reign, world championship reign here. It's because she's mostly working in the men's division with Judgment Day and stuff. So she doesn't really defend it too often. I mean, she defended Elimination Chamber one against Nia Jax. She defended against Zoe Stark and all these other women, but it's not. She's never beat a cold stud star like Becky Lynch before. So I think a win right here would definitely help a lot. And now the main event of night two is The Rock and Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins. I think if The Rock and Roman Reigns win, to me, bloodline rules. But if Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins win, the bloodline um won't interfere. I think that's how it is. They haven't really explained it enough for like a full explanation, but this is a really hard decision for me because I really think that The Rock and Roman Reigns could really win here, but I think but it's hard because Cody Rhodes needs the momentum because I think he's gonna win the championship the next night, and it's gonna be hard because Seth Rollins is also gonna take a loss to Drew McIntyre in my opinion. So I don't know. I'm gonna say Roman Reigns and The Rock will win, just because like of how I think with the bloodline rules, like no disqualification, I think they're gonna win, and it's just gonna be the main event. It's just gonna be huge. There's gonna be so many surprises that are gonna happen that I'll go over later, and just so many things can happen. But I do think The Rock and Roman Reigns will win, so that the main event will be bloodline rules. I will get to that at the very last match. But let's go to night two, Sunday. First, it's going to be Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits, Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins versus the Final Testament, Akam, Razor, and Karrion Kross. Now, I think Kross, Akam, and Razor will take this one because I think they're just on a roll. I mean, WWE, they're trying to work here with Kross. He's never been that big of a guy. I mean, when he debuted, he looked like he was going to be in the World Championship scene, made a feud with Drew McIntyre, but then fell off from there. He was released a couple years ago as well. So I think they give them their moment because I think they want to boost their popularity a ton, and I think they deserve it as well. I mean, the work that they've been putting in is just great. I mean, I think um, they've been built to not perfection, but been built enough where they're starting to get notable in the wrestling business. So I think it would help a lot if they take this win. And I also think there's a stipulation to this. I'm gonna take a quick look at this. It's gonna be a Philadelphia street fight. There we go. That's what it's called. I had a quick search right there, but it's gonna be a tag team Philadelphia street fight. And like I said before, I do think that the Final Testament will take it out. Next, I think it's gonna be LA Knight versus AJ Styles. I think LA Knight's definitely gotta take this because he's been in such a role lately. He's on fire. He's Everybody loves LA Knight. I do think though that there's gonna be some sort of shenanigans or just some sort of interference here in this match, just because that AJ Styles is a really big heel, but LA Knight's also a big superstar. So who knows what's gonna happen if but I do think if it's a clean match, LA Knight will take the victory just because he's so popular. And he was even on the WrestleMania card last year. And so this is his debut WrestleMania match. So I think he definitely deserves this win. But down the line, I think if they keep the feud going, AJ Styles would win more. But I think LA Knight deserves this WrestleMania win. just to get him more on the map, if that makes sense. Next is going to be a United States Championship triple threat match with Logan Paul, champion, versus Randy Orton versus Kevin Owens. I definitely think Logan Paul is going to win this only because that it is a triple threat match, so anything goes. There's going to be no disqualification. So there's definitely going to be some shenanigans, whether it's him with his brass ring or KSI even. He's been showing up every now and then. So I think KSI would definitely interfere. Other guys from Impulsive. And I just think that Randy Orton and Kevin Owens are just going to beat the crap out of each other so much that it's gonna like distract them from Logan Paul, and just Logan Paul is gonna scoop and steal a win here to retain his title. I mean, he's still. I mean, he's coming back. Really, Logan Paul is. He's becoming more full time of a wrestler. Which, much respect to Logan Paul. He's been working so hard for himself to be such a good wrestler here. So I definitely think Logan Paul deserves this win here as well. I mean, all these guys deserve it, but Logan Paul is definitely gonna win with outside help, whether it's KSI or anything. So I do think Logan Paul will retain here. Next, it's going to be Io Sky defending her WWE Women's Championship versus Bayley. I definitely think Bayley's going to win. I mean, you could just see of how they built this storyline of Bayley being left out with everything, and then Damage Control turning on her. So she definitely gets and she had a big win at the Royal Rumble, defeating 29 other women. So she definitely needs to get this championship. I mean, she's been working so hard these past few years, especially during the uh, the pandemic in 2021 through 2020 through 2021. And the amount of work she's put in, she needs a championship because I mean she gets the last time she won one was I think in 2021 or 2020, so it's long overdue here. So I think Bayley is definitely gonna retain or definitely gonna win the women's championship. Now, the second to last match is going to be Seth Rollins versus Drew McIntyre. I really got Drew McIntyre to win this. I think one of the reasons why WWE could be able to re-sign him is if they tell him that he's going to win the World Heavyweight Championship this match. So that's another reason why, because I think that WWE is going to really want to re-sign him because he's such a great star to this business. So that would be a big get, and it's just Drew McIntyre needs this because he's never had this light like this again with real fans in attendance, because when he won his first world championship it was in front of nobody because of the pandemic. So I think he definitely should get this championship win just so he can feel it in front of thousands and thousands of fans, and just because he hasn't won that in a while. I mean, he's worked hard. He's made a character of himself. He's been a great bad guy. Um, and just Seth Rollins' reign has been getting boring. I mean, he's been injured with his back. And he just wins all the time. He's like, they're building him as like a superhuman, really. But I definitely think Drew McIntyre will win this, and not because he needs it really. And last but certainly not least, the main event of night two: Roman Reigns defending his Universal Championship against Cody Rhodes. Now I think Cody Rhodes he's gonna finish the story. I think it's been too long. I think they should have done it last year. Cody Rhodes beating Roman Reigns. I was super surprised, but that Rhodes got to win it. I mean, he's got to do this for his father, for his family. The stuff that he's been put through, if that makes sense, throughout this, like with The Rock and stuff. Him just making fun of his mother, his dog, even come on, he he really needs this championship win. I mean, he came back to the WWE in 2022, lost his championship match in 2023 against Roman Reigns. Then after winning the Rumble in 2023, then he won the Royal Rumble in 2024, and now he's facing Roman Reigns. And I think he's gonna win. I mean, this whole story where at first he gave his spot to The Rock, but then everybody, the whole wrestling fan base on Twitter and stuff, put a hashtag We Want Cody, and now he's inserted back into the main event. He's been billing himself, and even though most of this rivalry has been against The Rock, I think Roman Reigns is a key piece in it. But like I said before, I think there's going to be shenanigans. And I think Jey Uso is going to be turning on Cody Rhodes, and he's going to join the bloodline again. He's been running cryptic Instagram posts saying he missed the good old days with the bloodline. He loves his brother, who's part of the bloodline. So I think Jey Uso is going to turn on Cody Rhodes, but I do think Cody Rhodes is going to get some backup. John Cena and Stone Cold Steve Austin. I think in WWE have been making a lot of subliminal that oh my god, I can't even say that subliminal. You know what I'm saying? Messages, saying that Stone Cold and John Cena come back, especially with the shot where the Rock's beating up Cody Rhodes and in the parking lot and all you can see is the truck of Stone Cold and John Cena's face on it looking back. That was a little tease here and there, and there's also been a lot of rumors circulating on Twitter and online saying that John Cena and Stone Cold will make their appearance. So I definitely think it's a big possibility, especially because it's the 40th anniversary of WrestleMania. So they need to. I think WWE's going to go all out here. So, and I even think that Cody Rhodes' wife is going to get involved with this. Brandy Rhodes, I think she's getting involved. I think it's gonna be like the Avengers versus like Thanos or something. Even though Thanos is gonna be multiple people with the bloodline, but it's gonna be an all-out war, in my opinion, for the main event. But I do think Cody Rhodes will take his title, and he will go on an amazing long run. But that's all I got for today. A little something fresh and new with a new sport being pro wrestling. Let me know what you think about this episode and what are your predictions are. And thank you for listening. Be sure to stay tuned until this Friday of Talking Sports with Chris, where I'll be interviewing the Saucon Valley freshman basketball head coach, Coach Brett. Stay tuned that on Friday. Thank you for listening and have a good night.